Hello, gentlemen traders and investors. Information and analytical service is in touch GURU.Markets. We start with summary information about the company. If necessary, you can pause the video. You can look at all the indicators of the corporation under study in detail. We will compare the main indicators of the company with you. Forafric Global PLC, ticker AFRI. This review is based on information as of March 29, 2025. According to classification GURU.Markets organization, Forafric Global PLC belongs to the subcategory Collective Farm. 74 organizations take part in the analysis, and this is very representative. Look for the order table towards the end of this video. The result for the company under study, minus 7.5 out of 10 points. Average result for the subcategory, 1 point. If you look broadly, within the entire stock market as a whole, you can see that the average score for the US stock market as a whole is 1.9 points. Against a score of minus 7.5 points for the company Forafric Global. Comparing the movement of a company's stock price, Forafric Global and subcategory companies, we can see that over 12 months the company's shares Forafric Global PLC showed a change of minus 17.2%. Against price dynamics in the subcategory 0.4%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but we must keep this fact in mind. Market capitalization of the company Forafric Global is $0.23 billion. With a market capitalization of the subcategory of $380 billion. Forafric Global has a share of 0.06% and is one of the very small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is estimated at $0.01 billion, with a subcategory capitalization of $189 billion. Forafric Global PLC accounts for 0.004% share. Comparing the shares of stock exchange and book value, we see the following. Share Forafric Global PLC in the subcategory in case of market capitalization assessment is 0.06%. The book value is 0.004%. This is 93% less than the share of market capitalization. Assessment of the organization's share of the market and book value of the subcategory, bad, minus 1 point. The debt obligations of the organization under study amount to $0.152 billion. Debt to book capitalization amounts to 1,520% of the company's capital. Rating for the company's debt obligations, very bad, minus 2 points. The balance of a company's stock market value to its profit is 0. The average for the subcategory is 24.2, which is significantly worse than the average for the subcategory. Assessment of the company's market value to its profit in comparison with organizations in the subcategory, very bad, minus 2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was minus $17 million. Future earnings for the next 12 months are unknown. This is very bad for the company's price. Assessment of the expected future profit in comparison with in the subcategory, bad, minus 1 point. The company's value to revenue ratio is 0.7. The subcategory average of 0.8 is 13% lower than the subcategory average. Assessment of the indicator of market value to its revenue in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, good, 0.5 points. Revenue for the last 12 months was $330 million. Projected revenue for the next 12 months is unknown. And this is very negative for the company's prospects. Assessment of the predicted future sales volumes in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, bad, -1 point. The margin is -5.2%, with an average in the subcategory of 3.4%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 8.6%. Assessment of sales profitability in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, tolerable, -0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 0.1%, which is 67% more than the share of market capitalization. And this reflects the imbalance in the company's stock price for Forafric Global PLC, rather towards underestimation. The amount of capital per company employee is $383,000, whereas for the subcategory, $634,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the organization's indicators is 39.6%. Assessment of the volume of market capital per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory, good, 0.5 points. The amount of profit for each employee of the company is -$28,000, with the average for the subcategory, $26,100. And the difference between the average in the subcategory and the company's indicators is 7%. Assessment of profit per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory, tolerable, -0.5 points. The volume of revenue for each employee of the organization is $542,000. By subcategory, $766,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 41%. Estimation of the share of revenue per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory, tolerable, -0.5 points. Shares short corresponded to 5.8%, with an average for the subcategory of 2.9%. This is a short squeeze risk indicator. Indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 40% for the company Forafric Global PLC, whereas in the subcategory this level is 47%. On average, subcategory securities are valued higher than the company's Forafric Global PLC. The company's actual share price is approximately $8.53. The consensus valuation forecast for the company's shares is unknown. The dynamics of the actual assessment and consensus forecast are unknown. Let's look at the table of orders, which is available to everyone. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains absolutely all decisions publicly made in a given season by the stock valuation information and reference system GURU.Markets. Access to the order table is free and open, link in pinned comment. As a result of securities valuation for Forafric Global PLC, evaluation information system GURU.Markets, the following decision is made. Open a trade for a fall at a price of $8.54. The deal was opened because the company has a relatively low rating. The company's assessment was made based on the assessment criteria, the Akeem's index. Take profit is set at 7.88. Stop loss is set at 9.2. In case the order is not closed by take profit or stop loss, then the order is fixed independently based on the results of the trading session on April 28, 2025, or on the last trading day before this date. Ticker, BG, will be the main buy order. The video on the main deal has already been published on the channel. When closing one of the orders, basic or balancing, the second order is closed at the current level. Thank you very much to everyone for watching this video and for using the information and reference system from GURU.Markets.